You are the one who is owned if you think that if you do everything in accordance to what how liberals are going to receive you, then you're owned by them.
I am running for president of the United States to lead our great American comeback. Look, we know our country's going in the wrong direction. We see it with our eyes, and we feel it in our bones.
We begin this hour with Ron DeSantis' bid for the White House. The Florida governor officially launching his campaign for president. But the initial rollout wasn't so smooth.
That's right, Ainsley. Glitches on Twitter Spaces. The land of big announcement hosted by Elon Musk. DeSantis taking the technical difficulties in strides.
We had a huge audience. It was the biggest they'd ever had. It did break the Twitter space. And so we're really excited with the enthusiasm. But ultimately, it's about the future of our country.
But other presidential candidates seizing on the stumble. Former President Trump's campaign saying, quote, Ron, he actually said Rob DeSantis' botched campaign announcement is another example of why he is just not ready for the job. The stakes are too high, and the fight to save America is too critical to gamble on a first-timer who clearly is not ready for prime time. President Biden also taking a swipe at DeSantis, tweeting his re-election donation page with this caption. This link works.
Rob
Despite
DeSantis.
the shades, DeSantis has officially announced his campaign tour with his first stop set for Iowa next Tuesday. Keep in mind, he had a great interview and a 1 hour with Trey Gowdy at 8 p.m. last night. So it's not like he just went on Twitter Spaces. He went on elsewhere. Plus, I don't know if you could do whatever you want. I guess if you make a mistake, you're open. But you got to blame, if anyone, you got to blame.
This guy's a big Ron DeSantis dick rider, by the way. If you remember, didn't he literally play ball with him? Didn't he like play fucking, or was that Sean Hannity who did? No, he did, right? He is like, he is as much as a Rob DeSantis dick rider as you can be at Fox News. Because when you're at Fox News, you have to fucking ride for Trump because Trump is the guy that your audience wants to hear about in a positive way. So he tried like to ease the. Oh yeah, this was so funny. Yeah. Populism updates, 2024 Trump GOP debate. Well, I'll tell you something. Rob has been here. Well, I'll tell you something. Rob here has been very weak. He's been weak. He's been weak on crime, weak on drugs, really a weak man. DeSantis, my name is not Rob. It is Mr. Trump's time, Rob. Rob is one of the rudest people I've ever met. Yep. It's such a good way to be ruthless. Calling him Rob, I love that. We'll talk about the Minnesota L after all the Minnesota W's in a second.
Blame the guy who owns it, Elon Musk. It's not Biden. It's not DeSantis' fault. If I'm interviewing someone on Fox and it goes down, you can't blame the person I'm interviewing.
I wonder if they thought about all of this before. There are going to be so many people that are watching this. You've got to make sure it works.
It absolutely is Ron DeSantis' fault, you fucking idiot, you dumb dick rider. Why'd you do it on Twitter? You could have done it on YouTube if you want independent media. No, you chose to do it on Twitter because you're a fucking idiot. That's the whole point.
I wonder if Ron DeSantis said, Elon, I will do this. And it's a great way to get my name out. It's a good way to promote Twitter and Twitter Spaces, which is a new thing. And he's
it's not a new thing.
But you got to make sure it doesn't crash.
But he's sending rockets into space. He could handle Twitter Spaces.
I know. So what happened? It was unable to cope with all the traffic, and it was regularly cutting out. 20 minutes of the feed was completely silent. And the moderator, David Sachs, said so many people were listening that it had just melted the internet, basically. DeSantis started speaking 40 minutes into the scheduled time. And when he did start speaking, he was speaking on script. It wasn't on camera, so you heard his voice. But he did have a powerful message.
Well, he was also just reading from a document.
In the beginning, but then he had a conversation.
But, I mean, we're talking about the announcement here.
If the SpaceX budget was 75% removed, if the SpaceX labor force was 75% removed, they would have a lot of issues too. Oh, you guys want some inside baseball? Space travel shit? Do you guys recall the last time Elon Musk and SpaceX tried to do that rocket launch and pieces of something fell on cars when it failed, and they said it was like a you know, purposeful detonation. Fun fact. The debris that fell on that vehicle wasn't actually the rocket itself. The debris that fell on the vehicles in the vicinity were from the launch pad. It wasn't the payload. It was the launch pad. You want to know why? Because they did not fucking make adequate, like the adequate adjustments for the fucking launch pad that was supposed to displace the heat. So the launch pad was being melted into the fucking ground with a tremendous amount of force that's supposed to literally lift up a fat ass fucking rocket. And in that process, it scattered. It flew into the sky and fell on top of fucking cars and shit. They cooked the Earth's ground because they did not make the mathematical adjustments. And it could have killed people, 100%. We knew this right afterwards, Law. Oh, I did not know that everybody knew this. I didn't realize. I thought it was like, yeah, it was chunks of fucking reinforced concrete that fell on cars. Here's the tweet original. Aspiring to have flame diverter in Boca, but this could turn out to be a mistake. Well, turns out it did. This is what happens to your launch pad when you think it would be funny to launch on the world's largest rocket on 420 instead of when it's ready. It will probably be at least a year before the FAA will approve another Starship launch. That I don't agree with. I don't think it was because you did it on 420. I think it was because they didn't think it'd be a big deal. Yeah. They just thought it wouldn't be that big of a problem and concrete would be able to manage that level of fucking heat, dude. The failure of the SpaceX launch yesterday can be directly linked to a personal decision that Elon Musk made 3 years ago to not install flame diverters on the Starship launch pad. He overruled his own engineers on this design flaw and admitted publicly it's his fault. This is true. And because of this decision, the launch pad was blasted apart and debris slammed into the engines of the bottom of the booster, damaging them, ultimately resulting in this spectacular cartwheels and explosion that we saw just moments later. Just to correct you, it's not that they didn't do the math right. It's that our Lord and Savior, Elon, made the executive decision that concrete would be sufficient and they don't need cooling water jets. Yeah, no. NASA figured out concrete can't withstand this heat in the 1960s. Yeah. Once again, failures is what you get when you deregulate certain parts of I don't know, space travel or anything really, Twitter. You go back to the drawing board and learn. Instead of learning from the mistakes of other people, you're like, no, fuck that. I'm going to learn from my mistakes. I'm going to make the same mistakes over and over again and cost billions of fucking dollars for no reason. It's literally like a mentally stunted fucking child who you tell, don't touch the pan, it's hot. And the kid goes, nah, fuck that. I'm going to learn on my own. And then just puts his hand over the fucking pan that's on fire. It's so stupid. Except the guy we're talking about is a mentally stunted adult. Incredible stuff, man. Blows my fucking mind. It wasn't just the heat, it was the force plus heat, which literally melted the pad. Yeah, I know. I found out about this last night from Murat. It's just so weird, dude. It's so weird that these people get fucking, they get promoted so much when they're so fucking dumb.
And this is your moment, and you don't know what you're gonna say. I mean, I found it to be very boring, not inspiring at all. But maybe that was the goal. Maybe he wanted to tone down the temperature. Maybe he didn't want the normal, you know, rah 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 speech. But again, you're talking with someone that is going against the former president of the United States, that is rah, 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 that has over 50% of the polling right now when it comes to approval rating amongst Republicans is very high. I guess I was just expecting him to come out swinging at the former president or saying what he was going to do better than Donald Trump. Now, there's sources are saying that when he had the private call with his donors as well as some of the local media, he took on Donald Trump then. But I think if you want to win this primary, and again, for all those people that say, you know, this is over, I'm not saying that it's over yet. Everyone is going to have to earn this, and Republicans, they don't want Joe Biden at the end of the day. But there is the Republicans that I talk to that are in the Trump camp say that there's this opinion that the donor class is pushing Ron DeSantis, that a lot of the people that want to tone down the rhetoric.
Well, people are concerned that Trump can't win.
Well, that's the case that Ron DeSantis made.
Yeah.
He's that person, by the way. That's him. This man is 51 years old. Twitter is reportedly working on allowing users to hide their likes. No fucking way. It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny to see like how much like in any other circumstance, I'd be like, oh God, we are so self-important. Like, of course we're not leading a multi-billion-dollar company to make decisions that in an erratic manner because they saw a post. Elon Musk is the only exception to this rule because we've seen it time and time again. He's literally the only exception to this rule. Twitter is now the only exception to this fucking rule where a multi-billion-dollar company will make erratic decisions because of a post, like a singular post. Buying everybody Twitter Blue, you know, for like constantly going back and forth on like hiding Twitter Blue, claiming that like no verified account will ever have Twitter Blue unless they pay for it, then literally paying for other people's Twitter Blue because you realize that like because someone said Anne. Fuck. Sorry. Because someone very correctly pointed out, why the fuck would anybody buy Twitter Blue if famous people aren't buying it? The entire point of Twitter Blue is to, or verification is to dupe people into thinking that you're a famous person. Randomly adding people, accounts over 1 million followers into the Twitter Blue, like buying it for them, myself included, specifically because you did not want people to, you know, block the Blue to do that campaign. So stupid.
And he's saying yesterday, I'm tired of losing.
And that's the case that he's going to make with the voters. He said the same thing with Trey Gowdy. But again, when you look at the polling, them versus Joe Biden, they're both within the margin of error. I think DeSantis is up +1 and Trump is down 0.2, both in the margin. You're going to have to make you got to win the primary first before you get to the general election. And Republicans these are just the Republicans that I'm talking to in diners all across the country. I'm not seeing the energy just yet for Ron DeSantis.
He's only been out one day.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's been running for months now. He just decided to actually put his name on the ballot.
We haven't seen any debates.
This guy's fucking ripping into our boy here.
They're doing this book tour all across the country, so I guess I was expecting Ron DeSantis
let's see,
to rise to
here's
the
what
occasion.
Donald Trump said.
He said, I'd like to personally congratulate Rob, there's your word, he called him Rob DeSanctimonious, on finally announcing that he will be entering the race.
He's not wrong at all. He's right.
Hopefully, he will get the full experience of being attacked by the Marxist, communists, and radical left lunatics of our country, without which he will never know the kind of job he is doing. These lowlives and misfits are far worse than the leaders of hostile foreign countries. They must be soundly defeated in order to make America great again.
That's us,
He also
boys.
sent this out on True Social. Rob,
Which is really
my
fucked
red button
up.
is bigger and stronger.
That's us. Which is really fucked up because, like, he doesn't know how much we love him. You know what I mean? You silly bitch. If you only knew, you know? I miss that bussy, dude. I fucking miss it. He had such a fat dumper.
And is working. The truth, yours does not. Per my conversation with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, soon to become my friend, Trump said in a post. I don't know what that means. I have no idea what that means.
My button is bigger. My red button is bigger. And he's...
Kim Jong-un's my friend.
Okay.
Do
you have the connections maybe that I have with world leaders?
Okay. That was it.
I just think
Kim Jong-un would never be my friend.
I just think he's saying that you got to work with these guys, that he doesn't want nuclear war, that he's taking on Kim Jong-un, and he's taking on Putin as well. And I think this is the same thing that he's been saying. He doesn't want endless wars or anything like that. But again,
He's so mad. He's so mad he can't do better fucking promotion on Ron DeSantis because the campaign announcement flubbed.
something that's going to be on the debate stage. Ron DeSantis was on with Trey Gowdy last night. This is what he had to say.
I don't mind being called different things. I've been called everything but a child of God as it is. So that doesn't faze me. You can call me whatever you want. Just make sure you call me a winner, because that's what we've done in the state of Florida. And that's exactly what we would do nationally, not only in the election, but actually bringing all these great policies to bear. There'll be slings and arrows, but I'm a big boy. I can take it. You know, there's a lot of people that have given a lot more than that so that this country can be free.
Bro, he's such a fucking loser. He has no charisma. Like, it's quite literally Pete Buttigieg trying to copy Barack Obama's cadence and style and failing dramatically at it. Barack Obama was a once-in-a-lifetime candidate. Okay? He was incredibly charismatic, quick on his feet. That's why he was so captivating to such a broad audience, okay? Donald Trump is the Barack Obama for white people. That's it. Barack Obama was the Barack Obama for liberals. Donald Trump is the Barack Obama for Republicans. He emanates the same loser energy in the sassiest fucking ways possible, okay? You cannot do what he's doing if you don't have the same, like, incredible amount of, like, of name recognition that he had starting off. Many, many years in fucking television that he had starting off before he even started his fucking campaign. You can't do that. This motherfucker was a household name. More popular than, like, 99.9% of Republican senators and politicians in general. He was in movies, dog. He was in he was in rap videos. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. You can't copy that. It's crazy. Yeah, he was in WWE. You cannot build that over the course of a governorship.
You can see their tombstones in places like Arlington National Cemetery. So if the sacrifice I have to make is people are going to call me names, that pales into comparison what so many people have done for me throughout history so that I could live in a free country.
And here are the words he's going to use, because you know where he stands. Look at Florida. I'm going to righting the ship, restoring sanity, our society, normalcy to our communities.
Whoa.
So sanity and normalcy is what they accuse Donald Trump of not having, the people that wouldn't vote for him. And he has no regrets on the Disney battle. He says it had to be done. And he would fire Christopher Wray right away. And he says, I'm here to stop the culture of losing. And he predicts he'll be sworn in a year from now.
So this is what the polling is looking like right now. Donald Trump, 53%. DeSantis, 20%. Pence, 5%. Haley at 4%.
How about you restore sanity in your own brain? And, like, realize that you can't even get out of the fucking primary with this kind of dog shit campaign.
Ramaswamy, 4%, Cheney, 2%, and Scott at 2%. In April, it was 53%, 21% for DeSantis, 6% for Pence, 4% for Haley.
Yeah, it's dipped. You know why it's dipped? One, because Donald Trump started appearing more on television. And two, Ron DeSantis started appearing more on television. That's it. That's the difference. When one appears more in front of people, his approval rating goes up. When the other appears in front of people, his approval rating goes down. That's it, dog. That's it. Ron DeSantis is horrible at being a retail politician, okay? He's awful, dude. He's so bad. Just show... Does anyone have the fucking video when he goes into that restaurant? We got to watch it again. I need to show you how bad this motherfucker is. Can someone just send it to me? Who is Vivek? Vivek is Squeaks. I'm not being racist when I say that. Like, I just... Vivek is a Twitch streamer by the name of Squeaks.
Let's go now from Tim Scott.
Bro, just send me the OG link, dog. Why? Why is it always got to be like commentary over it? It's my least favorite thing online. It's like when I Google a fucking video and then you send me like a commentary video over it. Like, I just want to see the OG video.
Doing? Good, sir. Wow, look at this. You guys said hi. How are you guys? Good to see you. So what do you got?
How are ya? Good to see ya. Wow. Wow, look at this. Wow.
Over here. Go right over here? Yes. Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
Good deal. Good deal. Very nice.
Wow. Crowded, huh? Good. Hey, how are you doing? It smells really good, I'll tell you.
Bro, Felix's joke about this is the fucking best. I swear to God. He's like, I want to work for Ron DeSantis and be the guy that he keeps saying like Ron DeSantis. I'm gonna butcher this joke. Like Ron DeSantis is the type of guy that walk up to a quadriplegic kid and be like, "Wow, good job." It's so bad. He's like a robot, dude. I want to show you this, and I want to contrast it with something else that you've seen.
Look at that. So we'll do it. Okay. How you doing? Good. What's your name?
I'm Tim Hampton.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's great to be up in New Hampshire. How are you guys doing? Stay tuned, man. I can't
Stay tuned, yeah.
Wow, look at this. You guys said hi. How are you guys? Good to see you.
Now look at this shit.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Mr. President.
How are you? We have a good cameraman over here. So everybody, enjoy your meal, and we're going to get the meals from the fire department. Just hello, everybody. What's your specialty today? Hello, everybody.
Dude, you will never. Ron DeSantis versus Donald Trump, and this is the worst video I could have found of this actual incident, okay? Type of guy to tell a kid with Down syndrome, get well soon. Yeah. There's got to be another. There's definitely another fucking. Wait, no, KSI. Wait, did KSI do that? To be honest, you didn't butcher it too much. I work for Governor DeSantis and specifically instruct him on retail politics. If you ever see him meet a triple amputee child and hear him say something bizarre like, okay, rock on, great job, it's almost guaranteed that I specifically wrote that line for him. Exactly. I mean, he did a much better job with that joke.
What's your specialty today?
Look. Let's finish this camera work, and then we'll move on to this, okay? So look at the way he's being received by the human beings here, okay? I still can't get over Ron asking the dude's name and just saying, okay. Yeah, that's what I mean.
How are you today? Nice to meet you.
Hello, everybody. That's a nice, beautiful-looking group of people. So I know this menu better than you do, okay? I probably know it better than anybody in here. We're going to take care of the fire department.
Okay.
We're going to take care of the police department. And what we do is all the people that are right
I'm
now,
the owner, Mr. President.
so
How are you?
I don't have to give him.
That's right.
That's a good one to own, right?
Yes, it is. One of the best.
So we're going to take care of your fire police.
President Trump, what do you think of
He's a big fan.
Yes, come here, take a look. This is a guy I like. Very nice one. Oh, you know what we'll do? Here, this is for you. I like that one, but this one's even nicer. It's more expensive, I can tell you. This is triple the price.
Oh, no! He said your hat sucks.
Right? Yeah. Here you go.
Thank you.
Pop. Come here, folks.
He said this hat is triple the price of your bitch-ass hat.
That's the best. Oh, look at those boxes of food.
That's the difference between little Rhonda and Donald, okay? You don't have it. He's a showman. You don't have it. You don't have the showmanship. Like, he's fucking so good at this shit. Video of DeSantis coaching children. He's such a natural. You didn't have to cut me off. You never know we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a what the fuck? Anyway. Meanwhile, when Trump was doing that in East Palestine, I think Joe Biden was in Ukraine. That was pretty wild, too. That's like an unforgettable moment, dude. Holy fuck. Oh, yeah. That's where we're at. And that's why I think Ron DeSantis' approval rating keeps going down every time he's like on camera.
Ramaswamy 3%, Cheney 2%, Scott 2%. And Ainsley, the point I'm making is let's go back to 2016. There was a field of astute politicians that had this conservative record. You had Ted Cruz, who was the firebrand of conservatism, and the conversation was Donald Trump was not conservative enough. He doesn't have the backing, but the people went another way. And so my question is, who is going to be the candidate that is going to capture those same people? And when you look at the polling that we just stated right there, it doesn't seem like any candidate comes close to that, but that candidate would be Ron DeSantis with 20%.
Well, I think what Ron DeSantis said yesterday is, you know, many Republicans are very worried about the direction of this country. They don't like the progressive movement. They want more of a moderate country. And they worry. We're only 2 generations away from our grandparents fighting in World War II. And they fought for our freedoms. And we've seen many more wars since then. And so you just worry the direction of this country. We don't want to lose this country.
Bro, it's so weird. Republicans saying like they're anti-war and the Democrats are pro-war is so odd. It's like a HasanAbi broadcast without the top of the hour ad break. You know what I mean? At the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. That's not the best segue. My segues have been slagging lately. I recognize that. I admit that. And God damn it, I apologize for it. Okay? That's not the best. But you know what the best is? That feeling you get at the top of the hour when there's a 3-minute ad break and you don't see it because you're subscribed for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that's me. Or you can get gifted a sub as well. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
And if you talk to citizens that have just moved here or just become citizens, they say, all of my dreams have come true here. I was talking to a guy the other day who they knocked on his door in Kosovo during the war. And they set his house on fire. His entire family had to move and leave. They fled to America. His uncles were supers in a building in Queens, and they came and lived in that building.
Raging Hopper.
And he said, "This is the greatest country in the world, and I am scared we are going to lose it." Because when you're faced with something like that, and it's true, we're also worried about that. And so when Ron DeSantis said American decline is not inevitable, it is a choice. And I think when people look at these two candidates, whether it's Ron DeSantis or if they look at any of those Republicans, we have a great field in the Republicans, really sharp individuals with a lot of experience in foreign policy. And if you look at Donald Trump, we know what Donald Trump stands for. No, you might not like the way he tweets. You might not like some of the name calling, but we know where he stands on his policies. And people are...
Ron DeSantis has zero foreign policy experience. Ron DeSantis' foreign policy experience is going to Japan, and that's it. So what the fuck is he going to do about that? Trump's going to eat his ass on that, too.
Fearful that this country, we're losing this country.
But the question is, can he win over the people he lost? Can he get suburban housewives back? Can he go into those battleground states and flip Pennsylvania? Can he get Arizona back? Can he get Georgia back? And when you start seeing those state polls and you see these guys, men and women, going head to head, it's going to be fascinating. Two more people you can expect in the race. I think Chris Christie in a couple of weeks. He's going to be the guy there. He's got experience.
He's another one that I like listening.
Yeah, okay, get the fuck out of here. This is awesome, though. Babe, wake up. Election cycle hysteria started back up. Miss Molly, Gothic icon here and queer, says, Ron DeSantis is running. Everyone who can vote in the U.S. next year, I do not care if you do not like Joe Biden. You have to vote for him. It's that or the rise of the Fourth Reich, a new era of fascism, and everyone globally will suffer from that. It's just like, it's the same cycle over and over again. It's the same cycle over and over again. Most important election of our lifetimes. I mean, I've overseen 2 of these professionally, okay? Let me tell you. I've heard it so many times. She's right, law. Man, get the fuck out of here. She's right, law, my ass. Get the fuck out of here, bro. We are literally currently at the precipice of a Democratic Party who held on to the majority in both the House and the Senate and won the fucking presidency, completely flubbed that, and not even set up some kind of legislative security to ensure that the Democratic Party, the Republican Party doesn't lead with their minority hold on government. And they are, okay? They are. It don't fucking matter. It don't matter. You have to realize at a certain point the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are playing the same fucking game, dude. Stop. I don't think you recognize the existential fear trans people have. Yeah, that's really interesting you fucking say that. Because right now, the president is a Democrat. And we've had worse trans legislation pass through state legislatures. And the president, who is a Democrat, hasn't done dick all. If anything, he basically fucking restored, like, or not restored, he basically solidified some aspects of, like, trans athletes fucking competing K through 12, okay? So what happened? What do you mean? You're literally currently existing as a trans person under the fucking Biden administration, and you're literally going, but dude, next time it's going to be different. Next time it's going to be different. The fuck do you mean, man? What do you mean? It's happening right now. The expectation from you should be to say, Biden, we fucking voted for you, dog. What are you doing? You know, offer some protections. The fuck's wrong with you? Like, it's not like we're under the Trump administration and, like, you're saying this, okay? We're under the Biden administration. Kids are still in cages. We're still doing horrific shit to asylum seekers, literally continuing Donald Trump's policies at the border. Biden basically promoted this idea already. He said nothing will fundamentally change. And he's keeping up with that promise. The Supreme Court is gutting the EPA. So don't vote? No, fuck no. I did not say that. How many times have I talked about the importance of voting? Okay? There's a difference between voting for change and holding your lower level local legislators and your local officials to account after being able to, like, fucking vote for them and voting for ballot measures versus voting for the president because fascism is coming. Like, get the fuck out of here. Fascism is here. If you're the type of person who thinks, like, this is fascist, that is fascist, then yeah, what do you mean? It's here. It's here. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay? That's crazy. It's crazy to hear people go, oh my God, you got to vote. You got to vote. It's the most important thing you can do. It's the most important thing you do every fucking 4 years, dude. I'm sick and tired of it. I mean, not only do I advocate to vote, not only do I fucking take it one step further and literally go door knocking and try to engage other people. We have community organizers in my community, but make no fucking mistake. I'm not going to sit here and be like, this is it. This is how we're going to save society. This is the most important thing. It's the rise of the Fourth Reich is here if Biden isn't president. Meanwhile, look around you. Where did it happen? Did it happen overnight? No, the Republican Party controls everything. They have completely sidestepped the legislative body. They're utilizing state legislatures. They're not using the Congress or they're not using the House of Representatives or the Senate at all. But I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh my God, if you vote for the president, like we're going to fucking, you vote for Joe Biden, you better fucking do that because like, oh man, we're gonna change the country. We're gonna do it. It's so fucking frustrating. That's literally not what she's saying, though, Lamau. She said, I do not care if you don't like Joe Biden. You have to vote for him. It's that or the rise of the Fourth Reich. This is specifically a vote about voting for the president, okay? Shut the fuck up. Like, this is the most hysterical, oh my God, you have to vote or else all hell breaks loose type shit that we've heard time and time again. That's exactly what she said. I just repeated what this person said. But they were right in 2016. It don't fucking matter, dog. Every time they've said this. Okay, so were they wrong in 2020 then? Because we did this and we voted for Joe Biden. I voted for Joe Biden. I voted for Hillary Clinton. I'll probably vote for Joe Biden again. It don't do nothing to me. I'm in fucking California. I could write in my own goddamn name and it wouldn't matter, okay? But even if it did fucking matter, it doesn't still matter. Do you understand? I vote for the presidency because I'm already there, okay? I'm not going in there because I want to vote for Joe Biden. I'm going in there because I care about the down ballot voting, the local positions like council district members. I care about the ballot measures. Those are the things that like genuinely and tangibly improve people's lives or have the capacity to make their lives worse. I vote for the judges, okay? That's why I'm there. And while I'm there, am I going to scribble in the presidency? Sure. Who gives a fuck? That's my argument for voting. Because everything underneath the president and the senators and the fucking congresspersons, or even the fucking, even the congresspersons are relatively more important than the president. The president is the least important part of that fucking ballot, dude. It's going to happen again. It happens every fucking election cycle. People come in here and start yelling at me and say, Hasan, you are depressing voter turnout. No, the fuck I'm not. I do not have the capacity to impact elections in any meaningful way. You are a delusional horse blinder having baby if you think that a fucking dumbass Twitch streamer, me, a dumbass, okay, and out and about dumbass Twitch streamer has the capacity to genuinely change any kind of elections, especially when I've like tried to motivate people to do community organizing, tried to motivate people to go out and do voter turnout campaigns, shit like that, and knock on fucking doors, because I still think that there are important aspects of it, especially in the primaries, for example, when there is a candidate like Bernie Sanders. Like I do all of that. It doesn't matter. If I had the capacity to make changes, Bernie Sanders would be president right now, okay? If you think that a Twitch streamer has the capacity to depress voter turnout, think about what the National Democratic Party does all the goddamn time. We just covered what Minnesota did, the Minnesota Democratic Party, and the importance of like voting for your state legislators. Minnesota utilized a tiny sliver of a fucking margin, one vote in the Senate, majority, to pass tremendous amounts of progressive policies over the course of the past 5-6 months in their legislative session. Okay? Now, Tim Walz, who is the fucking governor and a Democrat, turned around and vetoed a bill to give rideshare drivers minimum pay rates after Uber threatened to withdraw from most of the state if the bill was signed into law. This was the reaction when the bill passed, by the way. All it took was, well, yeah, one fucking email. One fucking email. All that work, gone to shit. And they don't have a veto-proof majority, so good luck. They don't have a veto-proof majority to pass this bill, so they can't do anything. That's a Democratic governor fucking over the Democratic Party. That is a Democratic governor fucking over the accomplishments of his own party. Suck my fucking dick. Oh, no, you got to do this, you got to do that. This happens every fucking day inside of the Democratic Party. Especially the higher you go up the ranks within the Democratic Party, the more likely this is happening. Okay? Go ahead. Keep yelling about how fucking, we got to stop fascism through votes. Like, it's going to take more, man. Not defending Tim Walz, but what should he do? Doesn't he risk Uber pulling out now that all the drivers are unemployed? What did he do here? Dude, are you kidding me? Why is it so fucking quick? Why are you so quick to immediately go to the corporation and be like, oh, they're saying the truth? When has a corporation ever told you the truth? Think. Do you legitimately think Uber is going to pull out? Why the fuck would they do that? There's still money to be made there, okay? What are you, crazy? What are you talking about? Come on, man. Corporations lie to you every fucking day. Target is literally lying to you right now. Target's like, oh, we love you, gay people. Please, come here. Buy our panties. That's a lie. They don't give a fuck, okay? Walgreens lied to you and they said, oh, we're pulling our brick and mortar retail stores off of the streets in San Francisco because of too much theft happening. Oh, yeah, that's why. Oh. Uber doesn't have enough bandwidth to pull out of fucking Minnesota. They need to be in every market they can be. If they weren't, they wouldn't actively be fighting these kinds of initiatives everywhere and still exist in Europe. Uber is not a profitable company, and one of the only ways to become profitable is by monopolizing areas where there's no public transit alternatives, especially in America. Okay? So if Uber couldn't operate and would truly pull out of marketplaces where there's like a minor amount of legislation that forces them to pay at least minimum fucking wages, they wouldn't exist in Europe. Uber ceases to exist in countries that legislate them away, okay? They say, you're not allowed to do this, it's illegal. That's the only countries where Uber doesn't exist. Okay? The only time Uber won't exist, which, by the way, isn't even that fucking bad of a thing. Let's be real. As someone who uses Uber and Uber Eats every day, all day, let me tell you something. If Uber doesn't exist where you are, that probably means that you have adequate public transit and Uber is not profitable enough. You know what I mean? There's taxis, they're unionized, And on top of that, you have better public transit and walkable cities. That's what that fucking means. No, I'm not talking about New York City, man. Uber fucking exists in America, obviously, no matter where you go. Is there a veto-proof majority willing to override Waltz? No, of course not. Because there's only a one-person majority in the Senate. And Tim Waltz knows that. That's why he fucking vetoed this. It's such bullshit, man. It's such fucking bullshit. There's nothing you can do about that, too. He's just single-handedly destroyed so much momentum. Fucking piece of shit.
Listening to him because he will say what's on his mind.
Right. And Vice President Mike Pence. I think they're both going to get in.
Solid guy.
And who does that hurt? That hurts Ron DeSantis. I mean, they're taking away from that same voter pool. It seems like the Republican base is with one guy.
Yeah.
And
I mean, everyone says the more that get in, the
better it is for Trump.
But there's something to think about.
Helps Trump.
There are 17 states with winner take all. So you go in there and you lose by 2 percentage points, you get nothing. You get nothing. So they wanted to, on the Republican side, send the message, as Governor Sununu said, get out. If you do not have a shot and you go to New Hampshire, you have zero, you got to get out. Don't drag this out.
Some of them want to be,
like they did with Joe Biden.
Some of them want to be vice presidents or cabinet, so they want traction before they get out.
Yeah, absolutely.
They want a chance to debate and be on the stage and go out.
It's going to be interesting.
We have a long time, y'all. We have till next July until the convention. So we have time. We have more than a year.
August debates. That'll be the next big.
That's right.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews.
Brian Kilmeade hates Donald Trump, dude. I mean, maybe not hates Donald Trump, but like he certainly does not want Donald Trump to be president. He wants Ron DeSantis real bad. Yeah, Brian Kilmeade. That's his name, man. I'm not. What do you mean?
To the latest on the debt ceiling showdown. At this hour, still no deal as concerns grow in Washington and on Wall Street. Let's go to our senior congressional correspondent, Rachel Scott, who's tracking the latest from Capitol Hill. Good morning, Rachel.
Robin, good morning. 3 weeks of negotiations, 7 days until a catastrophic default, and still no deal. In fact, members of the House are now scheduled to leave town on recess in just a few hours. Lawmakers were told that they would need to return right back here to Washington within 24 hours if an agreement is reached. Negotiators met at the White House for 4 hours yesterday. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy told us that progress has been made, but just not enough to really clinch a deal. Republicans are not budging on this. They say they will not raise the debt limit.
Like, this is insane to me, bro. They don't run the country. They're the minority. Like, you have tools at your fucking tool belt. They're not going to use it, by the way. They're absolutely going to. I don't think it'll go to a default. Obviously, they're always going to agree ultimately. But understand this. Cuts are coming to social programs. They're not going to touch the discretionary spending for the military. They're going to cut social programs, okay? The Biden administration is not going to use the 14th Amendment. They're not going to mint the coin. They're not going to do any of that shit. The Biden administration or the Democrats internally have already openly talked about this. Tim Kaine did. Tim Kaine in the membrane, Tim Kaine in the brain even came out and fucking said, why didn't we do this when we had the majority? And you know why they didn't do it. They're not going to do it. I guess like part of them is worried that like the Supreme Court will throw this out if he and act like the interpretation of the 14th Amendment is like completely ridiculous if the Biden administration uses the 14th Amendment. But